quicksand here. So I'm getting ready to do a shakedown hike. I'm going to do a 40-mile section of the Appalachian Trail from Springer Mountain, which is the southern terminus of the AT, to Hogpen Gap. It's a little less than 40 miles. I think it's about 39, something like that. And my buddy Bearcord at Bearcord Hikes, Georgia, is going to join me for the first 2 days, and then he's going to have to get off. I'm going to do this in 3 days. I'm not going to do a super lot of miles, and this is going to be more of a shakedown hike for filming and getting camera angles and trying to see how much filming I can do and still get to camp and edit and all that stuff. So it's more of a shakedown hike for that. So I'm going to show you the top three, the big three gear that I'm going to use on the shakedown hike, and I'm going to show you what I used in 2016 and what I still use today, or what I changed, and I'm also going to tell you what I'm going to change on my 2019 AT Thru hike. Okay guys, first I'm going to start off with my pack. I'm going to show you the pack I used in 2016 and show you the pack I am using now. So let's first start off with the Osprey EXO 48. This pack served me really well during my thru hike. The biggest problems I had is the bottle area ripped, and the waist belt kind of started sliding. It wouldn't stay tight, but that was it. And I think I had a little rip back here in the back mesh, you can see. But I used this 2016 and it served me well. It was a really good pack, and I actually did my Foothills Trail thru hike and my Bartram Trail thru hike on this pack. This pack has 2,800 miles, and I finally turned it in to get a Zpacks Art Blast, which is this pack right here, Zpacks Art Blast. I like it a lot. It's really light. And I put the 2 hip pockets on it, on both sides. I carry my camera gear and my phone, and like anything I need to get to quickly, I'll carry in these. And so this is the pack I'm gonna use on my thru hike. I love it a lot. It's a great pack. And yeah, so that's that. Y'all, now for my shelter. In 2016, what I decided to use was Nemo Hornet one person. I might make a video of it. You'll see it in my hiking videos when it's all put up. But this is basically the tent. Really small, really light. Comes with stakes. I got lighter stakes for it than what it came with. But there's even lighter ones you can buy. And I just got these little light things, and the poles, it does come with poles, and the rain fly, which I keep in a Ziploc because it usually is always wet, and during lunch I would just hang it up to dry. It dries super quick. Yeah, it's a really good tent. I liked it a lot. It's really small. I could set up in really tight places, and but also when it was raining and I had to hang out in there, it was kind of tight, and I kind of wished for more space. So that's why in 2019 I am going to switch to the Zpacks Duplex. And just the main reason is so I have more room, and it's lighter than that tent, bigger than that tent. And you know, when it's raining, I can just hang out. I'll have more room. I can edit videos. I won't feel like I need to go into town and get a room. And that's the problem with this little Hornet one person, is I would get claustrophobic in there, and I'd be like, if it was raining 3 or 4 days in a row, I'd finally be like, you know what, I'm going into town and getting a room. And I ended up spending a lot of money. So yeah, so I'm using this Nemo Hornet one person. I'm gonna be using it for a while on my hikes, and then probably in like May or something I'm gonna get a duplex. Well, probably before that, because it takes a few months for them to actually make it, or a couple. So yeah, that's my shelter. Alright y'all, now for the third thing, my sleeping bag. Sleeping bag I used my 2016 thru hike was the Zpacks 20-degree bag. I got the long one, but I think it weighs just a tad over a pound, which is really, really light for a sleeping bag. I loved it. It. It was great. I mean, it served me really well. Towards the end, I thought it started getting compressed, so I actually just washed it and just fluff dried it, and it ended up, you know, coming out more fluffy and good. So it's still working. And so I'm gonna use this same bag on my 2019 Sovo. And I mean, I like it a lot. I got the longer version because I like to put it up over my head if it's really cold. But yeah, this is a great sleeping bag. It's Zpacks product. I mean, they have really good products, but forewarning, if you're gonna order a backpack or a sleeping bag or a tent, it takes them a while to build it because they have a small crew. It's a mom and pop's business still, and they you know, they hand sew it. So expect, you know, a couple months for your product to be made. All right, y'all. So that is my big three. I have the Zpacks Art Blast backpack, the Nemo one-person Hornet tent, which I'm going to change for a Zpacks duplex, and then the Zpacks 20-degree sleeping bag large. So my top three are all going to be Zpacks when I do my 2019 AT through hike. And I like Zpacks. I'm a Florida boy, and they're from Melbourne, so, you know, and plus it's just really good, great quality equipment, and it's made right here in the good old USA, and I like that a lot. All right, guys, I moved my camera because the sun was coming in, so I'm on my back porch now. So now I'm going to discuss my sleeping and my comforts that I like to have. First thing would be that I use is a Thermarest Neo Air. I would say like 85% of thru hikers use this. I mean, it weighs a pound. I got the long one. I like a little extra length. And I mean, it's really light. People say it's loud, but I don't think it's any louder than anything else. In 2016, I used Xped Winter Light, and I went through 3 of them. And if you blow them up too much, the seams will bust on you. And you could see in my Bartram Trail, that happened to me on my Bartram Trail through hike. And it happened twice on my AT through hike. And it's no fun when it happens. So next thing I use, a lot of people don't use them. Almost no one used it through hiking. By the time we were in mid-Atlantic states, everyone had one. And I used this Sea to Summit pillow on my AT through hike, and I've used it on all my hikes. It has, I mean, it probably has 3,000 miles on it. And I loved it. It's really nice having a pillow. It is a luxury item. You don't really need one. Most people, you know, will stuff up extra clothes and stuff. But me, I'm a Florida boy that end up wearing all my clothes if it's cold. So I like having the pillow. And the next thing I use, and I just started using this, is this cool thing, the Z seat. And I use this just to sit on when I'm taking a break, or I'll use it to sit on at camp. And I just started using this thing. Did not use it on my 2016 through hike. I just sat on logs, but I don't know if my butt's getting bony or what, but it was really bothering me the last year, so I ended up buying the seat, and I love it. It's super light, great, highly recommend it. All right, so that is you know, what I sleep on and what I sit on. It's like comfort stuff, and yeah. All right. So I'm going to go over my water system. Now I have kind of an unorthodox water system. Let me explain why. I'll show you. I have a deviated septum here, and I broke it surfing. My nose, the surfboard actually broke my nose. I haven't been able to breathe out of it since I've been 17. So I have to breathe a lot out of my mouth. It causes dry mouth. And having a bladder hose just to wet my whistle, just enough to, you know, get that dryness out, is essential for me. And I've been using it for, I don't know, 7 years now, so I'm so hooked on it. But I'm gonna tell you that the bladder system on a through hike is a pain in the butt. It is. And I did a really unorthodox. What I did is I had a bladder in my backpack, and I put a Sawyer Mini in between the hose, and I would fill my bladder up with dirty water. So I never had to, like, it never took me time to filter water. I would dump that water in my bladder, and as I drank it, it went through the filter. Now, the water flow wasn't great, but it worked enough, because usually all I need is to wet my whistle, and then when I got to camp, I would just use a bottle and drink out of that. But if you don't use a bladder and you're through hiking, don't start getting used to it, because if I could go back, I would, and just use bottles, and I've tried, and it just doesn't work for me. So I'm going to show you what I kind of used 2016. I don't have the big bladder, but it was a big platypus, a 3-liter, and I would just dump dirty water in it, and I could drink it, because I saw your mini was hooked to the hose. And when I got to camp, I would just put tablets in, and by the time I got done doing everything and stuff, it was ready to drink. So yeah, so I never filtered water when I was on the trail, ever. So here's, so I always use a smart water bottle, one of those. And I use a pour cup, because sometimes it's hard to collect water. You might just have like a little dribble coming off the mountainside, and this comes in handy. Then I do use a Sawyer squeeze bag, and people hate these things because they bust on you. But if you notice, I duct tape the seams up top. This thing has lasted me like 200 miles at least, I think. So it works. You just gotta reinforce those seams, and they will not bust on you. And then I use this. I put this in my side pocket. It's a liter platypus, and I can put this into it and drop it around my pack, so I always have my bladder to drink out of. And like I said, this is unorthodox. This is not stuff that many people do through hiking. And I use the squeeze now. When I came back, I started using the bag and the Sawyer squeeze, but I heard there's a micro squeeze now, which I'm gonna switch to. But I love this thing. It weighed a little bit more than the mini, but I don't know, the water flow was great coming out of it. The mini was horrible, and once I got into the tannin rich states, my filter would clog all the time, and I froze 2 of these. So if it's gonna be below freezing, sleep with this baby. Put it in a Ziploc bag, stick it in your sleeping bag, and sleep with it, because it doesn't work once it freezes. And so yeah, that is my water system. That's what I'm going to be using on this quick hike that I'm doing, and I may change coming up in 2019. Not sure, but I will definitely let you know if I do. All right. Hey y'all. So that's it for the essentials, the big stuff. I'm going to be making more videos showing the hygiene stuff, food, clothing, electronics, stuff like that. But for now, that's, enough for the basics. And I hope you got something out of it. So yeah, you gotta remember, gear, just because you like it, just because it works for me or you, doesn't mean it's gonna work for other people. Hike your own hike, find the gear that you like, and just go with it. All right, so I'll see y'all in my next video, and if you haven't subscribed yet, please subscribe, please like. I'm gonna be doing tons of videos up until my Sobo through hike, which I'll do in early July. So I hope y'all follow me on my journey, and I'm looking forward to it. So yeah, I'll see y'all in the next video. All right.